What's up, YouTube? So, I had a dream last night, and in this dream, I own property, and I own property in real life too. But um, in this dream, I also own property, and there was a girl I liked. She was staying on my property. She was kind of like my girlfriend or something, but we were. It wasn't official, and she was staying, and then as the relationship evolved, she brought some of her friends over, and they would come over and visit and stuff. And I didn't really care because, like, um, I had no reason to question what she was doing. And what happened was the in my dream, the guy she would bring over like a guy friend, and this was like her advisor or something, giving her some information. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I was out doing my thing, and then I came back, and this property that I own, that I had, it was a really big property, and she was like on the out. She was like, she had, it was like basically her own house. Those because I had, it was almost like, it was like a college campus. Okay, that's how big the property was. It was like a college campus, and so it had several buildings on that property. So she was in one of the houses there, and she was telling me, she's like, oh yeah, she was staying away from me, and I was like, what's going on? Like, because I liked her, and I think what happened was I had let her on because I was lonely. There was nobody on the property except her and a couple of her friends to keep her company while I was away, because I would have to leave and go do some other things. And what happened was, I noticed that she would like, when I would come home, she wouldn't come up and see me, go not come say hello, and then I would go want to talk to her, and then she'd be kind of busy, and I'm like, okay, all right, so this is what's going on, and I would want to go and talk to her, and she would like make me wait, you know, do stuff like make me wait, like she's got to get ready, and then I'd have to go through or talk to ask a friend. I say, where, I don't even know the name of the girl. It's irrelevant. But in the dream, I was asking her. I said, where is this girl? I said, I want to see her. And so, oh, she's getting ready. And I would get frustrated because I wanted to. When I came home, I wanted to see her immediately. And anyway, what happened was I noticed that she was acting kind of distant. And when anybody starts to act like distant, when they don't celebrate your presence, watch this, how a con artist works. When anyone doesn't celebrate your presence and they start changing their behavior, there's something wrong. Pay attention to that. So I told her, I said, you need to, I said, I've been looking for you, I've been wanting to talk to you about stuff, and you're not here. And and she would just kind of, oh, it's okay. She would just kind of brush it off, like, oh, it's not such a big deal. And I said, I was noticing that her lack of attention was pulling away. Now, when anybody had their lack of attention, or when they start changing, when they don't celebrate your presence, they start acting strange. Pay attention to that, okay? And I told her, I said, get off my property. I told her and her friends. And what happened in the dream was, this guy came forward as because she had to go. She said, "Oh, well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and I'll be right back." And while I was talking to her, the girl that I liked, and this guy came forward. He says, "Oh, you need to talk to me if you want to talk to her." And she's been, getting a little, afraid of you about stuff. She doesn't want to say anything to you because she knows how you're gonna feel about it. And I'm like, And I'm like, what? I'm like, that's my girl. I was like, that's my friend. So the reason why she's here is because we have a relationship. I don't even know you. You are her friend. And so I said, I told him, I said, I didn't like it. And pay attention how others make you feel. Like, pay attention to where, like, okay, this person doesn't celebrate your presence anymore. It's time for them to go. So in the dream, I said, you get out and she gets out. Everybody leaves. Get out. Just everybody get out. So as I was waking up in my dream, I was kicking them out. And let me tell you, God speaks to you in dreams. You need to pay attention to these things. You need to write down your dreams. I have a little dream book that I'll write down. I have a little mini iPad. I'm going to go grab it. But write your dreams down. Write your dreams down because they mean stuff. I had another dream of where, like, I got these beautiful gifts, and all of a sudden there's a black snake in it, and a black snake, it went out and bit my hand, and the venom came out, and I could see the venom, and I ripped the snake off my hand, and then I killed the snake. I cut the head off, you know. There was a lot of stuff in that, a lot of symbolism in that. But God is speaking to you in dreams. You need to be paying attention to that, and pay attention the way other people treat you. Whenever somebody, their behavior changes, there's something wrong. Okay, either they need to go or you need to leave. But don't be around anybody that doesn't celebrate you. Okay? I'm talking about the people that you want as your family and you're supportive of your life. Now, that being said, there's no slaves today, so you can't make people act a certain way, But, like, if you have a relationship, like I'm in a deeply committed relationship with somebody. Like, I'm going to talk to her, and let me listen. The girl that I'm with she's very strong, independent. She is a smart woman, a very dominant woman. Okay, but she doesn't dominate me. All right, she'll talk to other people like that, but she's not going to talk to me like. Well, she does talk to me like that, but if she, but I check her. I check her real quick. But if she doesn't celebrate my presence, I'll notice it, and I'll say, Queen. I call her Queen, and she calls me King. I'll say, what's wrong? Why are you acting like this? And she'll, not 99% of the time, she's gonna say, well, I'm mad because of what you did. You did this. And sometimes, like, I'll listen to it, and I'll listen to what she'll say, and then I'll say, oh, well, all right, well, hey, I'm sorry I did that. I didn't realize I did that. Or I'll say, no, I didn't mean that. I meant this. Or you misunderstood what I said. I said, no, that's not what I meant. Because she's sensitive too. You got to understand, women are sensitive, okay? Especially if they come across as strong, independent women, like, they're really sensitive. She's very, like, if I say something in a certain tone, she'll pick it up and she'll get her feelings hurt, and you have to understand that's not the goal of a relationship. You don't want to hurt each other's feelings, but you have to communicate. And you, as a man, as a strong man, you should be able to pick up on this stuff and be able to say, hey, is there something wrong? Investigate. If somebody changes their behavior, investigate. But, and that's the key, is you have to have that great communication skills. And you have to pay attention to the way other people are treating you. Anyway, so I just wanted to, wrap it up with that. If a girl ever brings a man into a relationship, and a heterosexual man in a relationship, or any man in a relationship for that matter, even a gay man in a relationship, and puts it in between you and her, then you got a major problem, you know? So try to make sure that you have that constant communication, because you're going to have fights. You're going to have disagreements. And again, it's about you developing yourself as a man, to mean being not taken advantage of by con artists. Because if you have any kind of money at all, okay, there are so many con artists. They are out there. They're guy con artists. There's female mostly female con artists, or they're more vulnerable to men. Any man that has a little money, and you have to make sure you have to be up on the game, because there's some fools out there. So pay attention. Let me tell you a story. I had one time, I was in Jamaica, all right, and I'm standing in line, and some guy comes up to me, cool guy. He's like, "Hey man, you looking great," and I starts talking to me, and I don't know him, and I'm just wondering why he's being so friendly. But I'm in Jamaica, and I'm friendly too, so I'll talk to people. Then he's like, "Hey, can you buy my meal, my drinks?" He's like, "You look like you got some money, like you can afford it," which I could have, but I'm like, "Man, I don't know you." I was like, I don't even know who you are. You're not my friend. You know, why am I going to buy you drinks? You know, so I told him no. And I was just like, it was weird, because this is just someone that I don't even know, like, and coming up and asking for this. And, you know, it's just like, he's a con artist. He asking like he's my friend, only so he could get something free out of me. You understand what I'm saying? They're out there. World's full of them. I'll tell you,